Woohoo! And welcome back to another episode of Wealth Within. And today we are going to be talking about summer money tips. And it's me, Irina Portnova, in the house, and John Brown Claxton. And let's have this powerful discussion because, like, just jumping on the call before, we were talking amongst each other. And I said, John, we have like two contrast things because you always teach people how to save and how to accumulate. And I'm teaching how to create money, right? And John told me, she said, of course, we have to be different because otherwise it wouldn't be fun. So I know you're going to enjoy this episode, and each one of you is going to connect to whatever we are sharing and see what's your point of view on that. John.
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit, like summer money tips. It just like landed into me because we are at the beginning of June. We just started the month, and I just wanted to make it fun, make it light. So what comes to you when I say summer money tips?
Yes, there's a lot that comes to mind based on my own experience. I can only share what I know with my audience. And there are lots of ways to make that money work for you, not necessarily to save it because you want to enjoy it now that you have saved it. So you want to plan ahead so that whatever you do, your money can last all summer, so that you can have a beautiful time in the warm weather. Whether you stay in the United States or you go abroad, you want to make sure that that money lasts. And there are many things you can do, especially if you planned ahead. I'm sure you saved a lot, as opposed to last minute making decisions that's going to be costly for you. And in addition to that, I'm going to share a couple of stories with you about my own experiences, what you should stay away from so that you don't lose your money. All right. So Irina, from your perspective, what would you suggest to our audience about summer money saving tips or money tips?
No, for me, it's never saving. For me, it's enjoying and creating, right? So what I can share, tip number one, be grateful. So meaning that every day wake up and find three things what you're grateful for with money. It could be even when you are making the payment for your house to the mortgage, and just be grateful that, rather than focusing, oh my God, another dollars coming from my account, focus on that you have the house, that you have the place to live. Or when you are paying for your electricity bill, focus on, I'm grateful that I have the electricity, especially in the summertime, because my AC is working all the time, right? So it's more about noticing gratitude, things what we are grateful for, rather than noticing what, we do not like. Hey, Dina, it's great to see you with us. Yes, right? So I invite everybody to look for three things every day what they are grateful for. And sometimes it could be even, I'm grateful for the dinner that we went out, or even for something, like simple. You do not have to necessarily go out, just, eating home, or just going to the deck and enjoying the view, because it's all in our perception, the way we want to perceive things, right? Sometimes you do not have to travel far in order to be grateful for everything what you have. So the idea is, the more grateful you are, thank you, Dina, we love you too. It's great that you're tuning in. The more grateful you are for the things that you have, the more the universe is gonna deliver. Because if we are talking about the vibration and frequency, the gratitude is on the same frequency as the abundance. So when we are grateful for everything what we have, the universe hears, okay, the universe actually perceives our vibration, which is our emotions, right? And the words that we are producing. So the universe say, okay, the person likes it. Let me give more of that, right? So that's exactly like one of the tips is to be grateful whenever you even, put the money out for something, because we always put money out for something in exchange of something else. So be mindful. It's never like, oh my God, I have to spend. I do not even use this word in my vocabulary, because spend comes from the lack, and it has a lower vibration, as opposed to invest or exchange, because we always receive something when we are investing money, right? We exchange it for the goods, or for services, or for the for the experience, right? When we exchange money to go for the travel, what do we bring with ourselves? The memories after we come back, right? Because money, as the energy, it comes and goes, but what is something that keep us alive is the memories, that we always go back with the pictures, or like sharing the stories, how amazing it was, and how grateful you are, right? So my first step, stay in gratitude. Even if you are going out and go on the beach, I'm grateful that I have that experience to go on the beach. And the more you're staying in that gratitude, the more good things are coming your way, and especially the money things.
So that's one way we agree 100%. You have to be grateful for what you have, so that you can receive more to be grateful for. If you're not grateful and appreciative of what you have, chances are it's going to take you a while until you get to that point to be able to attract more. That I agree with. However, being grateful doesn't mean being wasteful. So you want to enjoy what you saved for, but you want to be mindful how you spend it. That's my advice. Because yes, you're exchanging your money for value, but the value is going to come back to you in the form of fulfillment of the satisfaction you get from having spent your money. So why waste it on something that's not going to give you that fulfillment that you're looking for? You're not just wanting to spend money, you're wanting to enjoy it. So you feel like you're filled with some level of satisfaction. Now, I talk about certain things, as you mentioned, vacation. You don't have to go abroad to enjoy vacation. The United States has so many areas that we have not gone to, and I'm speaking for probably the entire population. You know that the place is there, but you just can't get to it. Why not go locally? And that abundance that you expect can be distributed locally to these areas, rather than go abroad and have this expense that probably you can't afford, and then you come back and you're in debt, right? So yes, you want to spend wisely, you want to be grateful, you don't want to be wasteful. Now, one thing I want to say is, when I'm traveling, for example, I don't take cash with me anymore. And I'm talking about US money, because I had a bad experience traveling to Tobago some years ago. I paid for something with a $10 bill. I was in the store for a long time before I bought anything. I was in the store a long time after I bought whatever I bought. And yet when I left the store, they came after me because they said I gave them a counterfeit money. I don't believe that's true. And guess what? My friend asked what's going on, and I shared with her what's going on. And she gave another $10 bill to cover my problem. I wouldn't have, because I did not give them a $10 bad money. I don't believe. I was in the store too long for them not to realize that I gave them that money. But I think they were holding on to it. And then I'm the one who got caught being blamed for it. So I don't want to get too emotional about it, but I was very upset. They said they were going to call the cop if I did not give them another $10, and I wouldn't give it to them. So you got to be careful as well with how you spend your money, where you spend it, and not get caught with counterfeits. So I like to use my debit card when I travel. That's one of my tips, as opposed to bringing US dollar to wherever you're going. Irina?
Awesome. So my tip number 2 is, if you really want to create more money, think about networking. Because it's all about, just remember, as I always share, it's never the lack of the resources in the universe, it's the lack of our awareness. So once we set intention that we want to create more money, we put this goal in our mind, and that's exactly where we direct our energy. And from that moment on, you start attracting people. You want to be in the space with people who already have that type of income you desire. And you have to go to the networking and network with people and connect with people who already have the answers to your questions. Because that's exactly how it is, right? So be with the people who have similar goals, with the people, and also rub the shoulders with the people who already have what you want. This is the tip number 2. Very, very
Well,
important.
I'm sorry. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
And I'm smiling because I have something to share. On Tuesday this week, no, is it Tuesday? Yes, on Tuesday this week, I went to a meeting. And I'm going down the hallway because I'm heading towards the bathroom. And somebody is passing me in the hallway. And I say, "Hi, how are you?" And they say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And we kept walking. Well, guess what? Lo and behold, later on in the same meeting that I was in, I got to find out that the person that I said hello to was invited to the same meeting that I was in by one of my colleagues. And he drove over 2 hours to get to the function and got there real early. And wouldn't you know that he is a billionaire? I didn't say millionaire, I said a billionaire. I said, wow, that's the closest I've ever gotten to a billionaire. So talking about being in the company of people, like-minded people, and people who are doing what you would like to do, or who have accomplished what you would like to accomplish. There were multimillionaires in that room, but I was the only billionaire. But I was in the right place at the right time, and I'm in joy just knowing that I was in that space. As a matter of fact, I have a picture with him, and I'm looking forward to connecting with him on a different level at a different time. As long as she nurtures that relationship and we are in the same company, who knows what will happen. So yes, I agree with you. You have to be in that company to attract that kind of energy. Yep.
Yes, and energy is everything, right? Like, a lot of people are worrying about the status, about the, money in the bank account. This is all not compared, not so worthy compared to the energy. If you have the powerful energy, you'll be able to attract the right people, the right resources, and the right opportunities. So a lot of people are missing that point. So that's why we are working so diligently with all that manifestation, with the inner growth. We are working diligently to put people on the frequency where they can actually attract everything what they desire based on what they want. And that's where my tip number 3 comes from: vision board.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we do not want money for money. We want money in exchange for the experiences, right? Whether it's a beautiful house that you're dreaming about, villa, whatever it is, mansion, whether it's that vacation destination that you've been dreaming of, but you cannot really have the opportunity to attract the resources, right? Whatever rocks your boat, create that vision board. Get yourself excited, get yourself creative. Like, even looking for the images, It could be anything. You can go and put like a big board, or you can create something. They even have like collages that you can do right on your phone. Just
Mm-hmm.
create the images of something that you want to have in terms of things that you want to enjoy in exchange for the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And keep looking at it every day, because that's how our energy works. The more we put it into our mind, but as we are looking at it, thinking about it, the more it becomes real, and the more our brain starts figuring out what is there for me to do in order to get closer to my vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
my tip number 3.
and again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with what you're saying with that vision board. I used to keep my vision in my head, and I'm able to work towards those things that I think about without putting it on a board. But I'm also learning now to put it on a board and work towards it, because I can see it every day. I'm
Yeah.
constantly reminded
Mm-hmm.
that these are the things that I want to work towards and to achieve. So, yes, those vision boards are evidence of the things you want and the
Yep.
things you're working towards. So you have a constant reminder. And once it's written, it gives it more purpose and more meaning. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what it is that you're looking towards, what you're working towards. But speaking of money saving tips, I just want to touch on thinking of alternative ways of getting to where you're going. Whether you want to fly, you want to ride in the train, or you want to drive, or you want to rent a car, or you want to drive your own car. These are alternate ways of getting to where you're going. Depends on where you're going, and you might be able to save if you plan right, so that you have more money to enjoy when you get there, as opposed to spending money to get there, and when you get there you don't have enough to spend. So that would be one added thing I'd like to share as far as a tip is concerned. And I guess we're getting to the end of our...
Yes, we are wrapping it up. And we would like to know in the comments, what do you think about this topic? If you want to continue, let's see how it's gonna go. John, if you have more tips to share, we can continue next week. And I also will have more tips to share, because sharing is caring. And like we always say, reach out to us. You have any questions, reach out to us. Joan has her calendar. Get on her calendar. It's absolutely complimentary. Just get your first foot there and receive the knowledge, right? And for me, come and join my transformational workshop. And I'm going to help you to create that vision for everything what you want in your life. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and see you next week on another episode. Bye.
Awesome.